Dave is back at it, here to give everyone another Dexter Season 1 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Dexter, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further, just to avoid any potential spoilers. This would be Dexter Season 1, Episode 4. Title of this episode is called Let's Give the Boy a Hand. This will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. It starts off with a severed hand on a lawn chair on the beach. While investigating the severed hand found on the beach, Dokes spots Guerrero's men watching him. Dexter's like, "Are they friends of yours?" And Dokes plays it off like, "No, leave me alone." And then after discovering that the hand actually belongs to Tony Tucci, LaGuerta visits his mother in an attempt to make amends for naming him as the ice truck killer on television, which is the dumbest thing she could have done. And Deb told her, but she didn't listen. Dexter remembers that he and Harry visited this beach when he was a child, where Harry lectured him on the importance of faking emotions to make other people happy. And then back at the apartment, Dexter looks through a family album. It appears that the ice truck killer, when he broke into his apartment he actually got to know him, not just to leave doll parts in his apartment. LaGuerta forces Deborah to watch boxes of surveillance tapes. Kara's brother continues to taunt Dokes about how he's going to get himself killed. Dokes lets him know that Ricky wouldn't come out of the cover to give Kara a divorce, suggesting he's the reason that she was killed. Later, a severed foot is found near an old soccer field where Dexter played in his youth. Now, Dexter tells Dokes that the killer is sending a message that is more important than the ritual, but cannot tell him what or why on purpose because he wants him for himself. And then after analysis of the foot, Dexter determines that Tucci is actually still alive and is systematically having his limbs removed by the ice truck killer. And then LaGuerta phones Tony Tucci's mom to tell her that her son may still be alive at this point. It's a long shot, but it's very possible. Batista, during the episode, repeatedly asked Dexter for his advice on an anniversary gift for his wife. It transpires, however, that they have been separated for 3 months due to something he did, and Batista ultimately gives her a necklace. Now, meanwhile, Rita and the kids, Astor and Cody, are being kept awake at night by a neighbor's dog. Woo! 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 And actually, Dexter and Rita both go over and talk to the owner, and they are met with just total obnoxiousness by the owner and the dog's owner, which it wasn't her dog, it was her boyfriend's dog, and then he left the dog there when he left. So Rita takes matters in her own hands and takes the neglected dog and drives to a friend's house to live with her and her daughters. And then she goes to Dexter's apartment. So Dexter's busy looking at these photos and trying to figure out what the ice truck killer's next move is. And then he gets a knock on the door, and it's Rita. And she's dressed as Laura Croft from Tomb Raider instead of the Snow White costume that she was going to get. And Rita is a little frisky, doing something which could be deemed wrong, taking somebody's dog that wasn't yours and giving it to somebody else that would give it more love. Made Rita a little frisky, and she actually starts giving Dexter a blowjob. And then she actually inadvertently clues him in on the pattern of the ice truck killer, which pattern the ice truck killer is taking, leaving body parts at locations in which Dexter was previously photographed with Harry at. And then Dokes is actually kidnapped in his home by Guerrero's men. And then Guerrero moves in to finish Dokes off after he kicks him a bunch of times. And then the police burst in and arrest them, having used Dokes as bait. And then elsewhere Dexter follows the clues and to an abandoned hospital and finds Tucci. Tucci begs for death. He doesn't want to be tortured anymore. He doesn't want any more limbs cut off. But Dexter cannot kill an innocent man, and that's, I think, he thinks the ice truck killer left Tucci for him to kill, but he doesn't meet Dexter's code. That Dexter knows, at least. So what Dexter does is he makes an anonymous tip to Deb and leaves, and that's the end of the episode. Well, first of all, that anonymous tip led you to a person that's, cutting body parts off of people. That's going to be very suspicious, but nobody questions it, at least not in this episode. Maybe they do in the next one. I can't remember, but I'm going to watch that very shortly here. So I like this, actually. I thought it took a while for me to get into Dexter Season 1, but this last episode and this one were actually really good, and I'm overall enjoying it quite a bit. As far as the score of this particular episode, I'm going to give it an 8.6 out of 10. And I'm going to give the character of the episode, or the standout character in this particular episode, aside from Dexter, to Rita. Because Rita, well, she's kind of pointless at times. She did do some interesting things in this episode, and it was an advancement for her character on Dexter. So you've heard what I had to say, now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Dexter, if you're a fan of Dexter New Blood, if you like anything that's on JDev TV, if you haven't already, please smash that like button. Also, it helps out with that fucking YouTube algorithm. If you want to share this video to anybody that you know that likes Dexter, or if you just want to share it on your social media platforms, fine by me. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about your thoughts on the episode. What'd you think? What would you score the episode? I don't know if you're rewatching it with me, but if you had to score it, and who would be your standout character of the episode? And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Obviously, I want to grow the channel, and I know a lot of people left because Dexter content stopped. I'm trying to do more Dexter content, and I will be doing my favorite characters from Dexter pretty soon here. It'll probably be a top 15 list, so be on the lookout for that. And, I need your help. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join the team, show your day of support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.